Teddy Osei. You know, one of the benefits of doing this job is you get to meet a lot of great people. And in the 2007, 2008, 2009, we used to really do big concerts, called them Mogo, Music of Ghanaian Origin concert. So, and we brought Osibisa back to life because they hadn't been seen in Ghana probably like two decades or more. So those days, Teddy would come with his brother Mactonto, the drummer. So one of my favorite Osibisa songs is "We Are Going." It was sung by this guy, Sola Matthew. He's the drummer of the group. So Mactonto used to blow the trumpet as well, but Teddy was the real leader of the group. And then they used to talk about, and then of course Bessa Simons joined them later on. They had a guy from the Caribbean who was part. They also had the great enigmatic Kiki Jan. You need to, you are young, but you need to ask your parents about Kiki Jan. He was a phenomenon. I mean, you know, I mean, Kwame Yeboah, I'm told, is probably the closest thing we have to Kiki Jan, but he was just amazing. Okay, so to actually meet them personally, interview them many times as a young journalist was really good for me. So hearing that Teddy Osei had passed on, it's like, wow. And these guys used to shake the world. You know, this is like they were not like Ghanaian, African.
Global.
They were global. So it's not like they just do stadium event. They go to London, they go to the Caribbean, they go to the US.
Oh, they lived in London.
My God, they were so powerful. So, and I don't think we've had any Ghanaian group attain the same level of global impact. Attain the same level of global impact like Osibisa. I stand to be corrected, because they were, I mean, if you go to the BBC today and you ask them to tell you about Osibisa, they will have lots of reports on them. They were that powerful, you know. And I don't know whether they were all Africans. I'm told there were a couple of them from where.
I mean, they describe themselves as an Afro-Caribbean group.
Wonderful.
Right. So you had, of course, started by Teddy Osei and his brother Mactonto.
Yeah.
And people have gone in and out of Osibisa.
Okay.
But they have remained from day one.
Yeah.
You had the likes of Wendell Richardson.
Where was he from?
Antigua. He was a guitarist and the lead singer.
He actually came here.
Oh, he's been here. Wendell.
No, I mean for the interview.
No,
there was a guy who came with them from the Caribbean.
I'll get the name. I'll get the name.
So this is Wendell.
No, he's British. I'll get the name. But so
Wendell from Antigua. Okay.
20. I think his last time in Ghana was in 2017.
Okay.
He did a guitar show at Plus 233. He's old now.
Okay.
Look, we can go on and on, but Kiki Jan also had some time with them. Howbeit later, much later.
How good was he?
You know, he was. He defied the script. Let me put it that way. You know, because he wasn't known within the circles at the time.
He was younger.
Very young. I think he was 17 years old.
Wow.
At the time.
Wow.
Yes. And managed to get to England and found himself, rehearsing with Osibisa. And the story is told that somebody who was supposed to be a keyboardist had to travel somewhere, and then he
stepped in last minute,
and that was
made the guy redundant.
And that was it. And that was it. That was it.
Oh my God!
It's a beautiful story. The Afro-Caribbean group of Ghanaian origin,
and they used to tour
everywhere,
every part of the world,
even before touring by non-European, non-American groups became popular. Became popular.
So this is the 1970s.
70s, yes. Early 70s.
Osibisa.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Everything about them was a mystery.
I hear when they came on stage. You know, I used to interview Teddy. He said when they come on stage, the people were afraid of them because they had this.
No, but Tonto says that at times when you see the white people's faces, no man can be beat me and they are making me.
He said, like he actually said they will say some things, but they want to fear. You know, it was so powerful. Anyway, so whilst we're discussing all these current issues, it's also good to remember African excellence. And you know, one of the places I want to go is the Caribbean, because a relative of mine is in the Caribbean, and then she was sending me photos of the place. I actually thought I was at Ebri.
Yeah.
Because it was a house, and the windows were like, you know, the houses we build in, you know, this the way we build our houses. and it was on a hill, and they were eating plantain and kontomire.
Yeah, the Caribbean, but they call it plantain.
I was
like mountain.
Are you sure you are not in Peking and you are telling me you are in? No, I mean, and he mentioned, I think, one of the countries you mentioned, and they're all very similar. So there's Antigua, I think it's Antigua and Barbuda, right? Then there's, of course, Trinidad and Tobago.
There's Barbados,
which I'm told there are issues there right now. There's in a state of emergency. There's Barbados.
Yeah.
Then, of course, there's the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we know Jamaica. Jamaica is very easy to remember, but there's a lot. There's even
Anguilla,
St. Lucia.
yes, St. Lucia, where the 100 meters champion is from. But there are two.
Dominica.
There's Dominican Republic, which is not the same as Dominica. Dominican Republic is more close to
I think one of
Honduras.
them is Haiti.
No. So Dominica,
Dominica is in I think
Central
Dominican
America.
and Dominican Republic is on
No,
the
no,
same
no.
island as Haiti.
no,
Which
you're
one is
confusing it. So Dominica
Mhm.
is French. It's in the Caribbean. Dominican Republic is
Yeah.
close to Haiti.
Yeah, it's on the same island.
Yes.
It's on the same island. That's
Yeah,
in
but they are
so
Spanish.
half the island is French, half the island
Yes.
is Spanish.
Dominican Republic's capital is Santo Domingo,
Yeah.
whereas for Dominica is Roseau.
And you know, even Guyana, technically,
No, they are Caribbean. I have a friend.
yeah, but you know, Guyana is in South America.
Yeah, no,
Just-
but they don't behave like.
because on the Caribbean coast.
Yes.
So and a lot of black people. They have a friend from university. Actually, he's from Guyana. So
I actually have a guy who listens to my show from Guyana,
Wow.
who's a journalist,
Wow.
and he came to Ghana, and I gave him plantain. You know, so what I'm just trying to say is that I like the idea of an Afro-Caribbean group. That was very powerful. Like, we have a lot of things in common, and it's one of the places I like to visit. I want to visit the Caribbean, so maybe you should let me know which place I should start from if I'm going to the Caribbean. I want recommendations.
So now I'd recommend Barbados.
Have you been there before?
I've seen Barbados.
Nonsense.
Seen pictures.
But how can you tell? Because you haven't
No,
been-
no, it's real.
Yeah, it's real.
He saw it on Chingon photo.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
Chingon photo.
No, maybe
No, no.
this is the beginning of something.
No,
to
but
Barbados.
seriously speaking, sometimes I think we need to find a way of sending him
Yes, please.
on Beyond Borders to the Caribbean
Yeah, man.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
And Sophia Road.
to do a proper
and
show.
you know a lot. If you go to Jamaica, a lot of their food is like Ghanaian food.
Oh yeah,
Because
So
of
do
the-
they? But do they eat fufu?
and
they have something
I know
like
they eat-
fufu. They don't call it fufu.
but they have like kinky. They call it like dokomi or something. They have
Yeah,
some name.
dokomi.
Yeah.
And they call it what?
Normally,
Dokomi.
the northern part of Jamaica, everything is Ashanti. Everything
Wow.
they have is like Ashanti.
Is that what you call dokomi?
Yeah, they
Dokunu and komi
Yeah,
merged.
they have
Dokomi.
some. They have some name.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Come.
Oh wow.
Charlie, we are one people.
No, so Osibisa represents the best of this. So
The name you're looking for is Greg Brown.
good. He came into the studio, Greg
Yeah,
Brown.
Greg.
Brown.
Greg Brown. He says he's Ghanaian. He adopted the name Kofi, so he calls himself Greg Kofi Brown.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
I
Greg-
dealt with
Greg
him
Kofi
quite
Brown.
a
Yes,
bit.
yes,
He was born in the U.S.
Rather.
Tennessee or something like that. He was born in the U.S. and
Wow.
but lived his adult life mostly in the UK.
Right.
But is he back here now?
No. He's still in the UK.
He's still in the UK.
Yeah.
I remember Greg Kofi Brown,
Yeah,
and then Sola Mafia was their drummer.
of course.
He did the song Waya.
Yeah, he wrote it.
He wrote the song.
Yeah,
He wrote,
he wrote quite a number of the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Osibisa is amazing.